381-3811. And is it Ellie or Eli? It's Eli. Eli, I apologize, in Missouri.
I get that a lot. No trouble.
I apologize.
I wanted to comment, actually, while I was on hold, your mention of the push to move us all into dense areas.
Yeah.
That's actually a United Nations program called Agenda 21, and I would encourage all your listeners to look that up.
Yep, I've seen it. Yeah, California is just sort of a microcosm of that. They're always attempting to do this, and people don't realize what's happening. But you can get taxed. There could be an impact fee of like $20,000 on your house just to mitigate dust. You know, and it makes your house that much more expensive and makes people buy smaller houses. I mean, they're doing it slowly, incrementally. They're punishing us until we comply.
And they set a precedent. Whatever they can get by with, they test us. If there's too big of a backlash, then they back off and they introduce it with a different spin later. But that's not really why I called. I wanted to, I wanted to thank Mark and his producers. Mark usually thanks police officers at the end of his show.
Yep.
And we do appreciate that, and I wanted to get a message out to my fellow boys in blue if I could.
Mm-hmm.
We as peace officers, we all swear an oath to the Constitution, and we should all take that to heart because Mark talks about liberty versus tyranny, and there's a saying that when tyranny comes to your door, it'll be in a uniform, and the history shows us that. So police officers, your departments won't educate you, but learn the Constitution and understand when you're in violation of it. And you're not required to follow unlawful orders, and anything that violates the Constitution is an unlawful order.
Very good, very good. And you wanted to say something about elections as well?
I do. I had another point. Something that I think is being overlooked when we discuss the presidential election is our troops. Mm-hmm. There's a potential for our troops to be greatly affected by this. And, I hear the clip repeated of Mark saying Ron Paul's foreign policy is un-American. What is it that Mark knows about foreign policy that our troops do not? They support Ron Paul more than all the other candidates combined. He receives more donations than all the other Republican candidates.
Yeah, well, that's a conversation you're going to have with Mark, not with me, because I don't know all of Mark's reasons. I've heard him talk about Ron Paul's foreign policy. I just think his foreign policy is dangerous. I don't think that it benefits us to isolate ourselves. I don't think it benefits us, especially in this century. It's impossible to isolate yourself. I don't think it benefits us to have an opinion that Iran should just go about their business and we should leave them alone. So I think there are probably a number of reasons why Mark would disagree on foreign policy. The fact that soldiers support Ron Paul, I would chalk up to youth. Young people love this guy. He's rebellious. He kind of shoots from the hip. He's kind of saucy, and I think that young people, that for some reason he really appeals to young people, especially with the libertarian slant. I would attribute the support of soldiers for him far more to the fact that they're young than to the fact that they even know his policies and embrace them. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? I'm just the fill-in. Anyway, thank you for protecting us, Eli, from bad guys, and I appreciate your call. All right, we got to take a break. I'm late. I haven't been late yet tonight. 877-381-3811. I'm Inga Barks, filling in for the great one. This is the Mark Levin Show.
Mark Levin.